Yeah, so like I guess like going off that same vein, like we tried to have like a traditional wedding. It was as traditional.
Tried.
We tried to have a traditional wedding, but like
it.
yeah, it's because also like we're like a bunch of weebs, so like it was. Even though it was like fucking painful to have this wedding be delayed for 2 years, it actually, I think, came out to be like a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Because it really, really gave me and Sydney the time to really to really like add a lot of like little things like that were just like us, and like, I feel like that's the thing that, people hopefully really remember when they like think back to our wedding. Because we wanted to have like some anime references at our wedding, of course we did, but we didn't want like a full-on fucking cosplay wedding, which we
don't want like a full-on weeb wedding.
Yeah.
What do you reckon be Sebastian Michaelis?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
And so like we tried we gave everyone like a postcard with like a drawing of either like it was me and Sydney in a wedding dress in like the end of Ava end screen.
Yeah.
Or it was like the famous Oromo one. And I can't remember which one you guys got.
I got the Ava one.
Oh, you got the Ava one?
I got the... I don't remember.
You don't remember?
Ava.
Yeah. Oh, you guys got the lucky one.
Why is that lucky?
I don't know, because I had a bunch of people coming to me to be like, you gave me the fucking Oromo one.
Yeah, D got the Orimo one. He was so pissed off.
Yeah.
He was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But like we tried to write a nice little personal message to everyone who attended our wedding. And it's like little touches like this that I don't think we would have been able to do. One, if we didn't have enough time. And two, if there was like too many people there. Yeah,
that's true.
Yours was nice. Sydney just insulted me. In mine.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck, Sydney? Like,
that's like, pretty much the same with everyone.
Yeah. What the fuck? What did I do? I turned up, didn't I?
But like another thing is we wanted to like try to integrate like the places we'd been to and the cultures we lived in as much as possible. So we had like a custom-made masu box made, which if you don't know what that is, it's one of those sake boxes, right? So we had like a custom crest that we made, which was like a combination of like both of our families, and then we gave everyone masu boxes, which you normally drink sake out of.
Yeah.
But
so I was excited.
Yeah. So
I was like telling everyone at the table, being like, yeah, so there's this thing called like koborezake that you use these masu boxes for, where you like you pour it so much that it overflows into the box, and everyone was like, oh, cool. and then like if you know me and Sydney, you know that we are not sake drinkers, right? Yeah.
But like I don't know why, but there is a drink within our group which we are like really famous for drinking, because every time we go to like a party, someone brings like crates and crates of this stuff. And so I announce in my speech that we're not going to be toasting with champagne, but we're going to be toasting with soju. And I'd heard from like several people that Joey's face was just like, I can't, how dare you.
I was like, I've never experienced racism at a wedding, but I felt like my culture was extremely appropriated. I was like, really? For fuck's sake, I don't even like soju. I did it for you. Christ.
The cultural appropriation, yeah. I had several people being like, dude, bro, Joey is pissed when you said that.
Okay, pissed is like a strong word.
I know.
Yeah. Like I was like, yeah, fucking whatever. I was too much on like a happy high to give a shit. It was like the next day where I thought about it, I was like, those fuckers. How dare you? I'm gonna take this masu box home just because.
Yeah.
Like, God damn it.
Sake just tastes like fucking foot vodka. I don't know. I mean, like,
Nah, you guys just haven't had the good shit.
I did the 100 tasting sake thing. All of them happen to taste like shit.
Nah, you don't have the palate for it.
A palate of what? Like a fucking wood chipper?
Not Japanese enough.
I think so.
Exactly.
Fire shit.
Yeah.
Sake? Oh.
I used to not like sake. Like I used to think it was like paint thinner.
Maybe when I get older, I get more.
Maybe.
Maybe
How
much older than you?
Maybe I just have
2
lived
years.
2 years.
You never know. Ask me in 2 years. Will I like sake? We'll find out.
Yeah, maybe I haven't lived in Japan for long enough.
Yeah.
I think like the next thing I remember was actually like the cake cutting. So I don't know what you guys remember, but like I'm trying to like think back to all like the big fucking things that I remember about the wedding. And so obviously it's traditional for a wedding that you have like a cake cutting with the bride and groom, and everyone like gathers around and like take pictures and everything like that. And I remember like Sydney cuts the cake. And then on her second slice, she like completely like fucks up and just goes like diagonal. and like there's footage of this, and I like fucking burst out laughing, saying, "Sydney, what the fuck is that?" But then like she like full on just like grabs the slice with her hand, like shoves it in my face, and I'm like eating it, and then she has a bite for herself. And obviously, like, everyone's laughing, everyone's like, applauding and everything. And then I turn over to Mei Lin and I see Mei Lin's mouth moving, and she says, "Oh, blah, blah, blah." And I'm just like, what? And I think, oh, she must be saying, "Oh, your size is so cute," or something. Yeah. Congratulations. I go closer to be like, "Mei Lin, what'd you say?" And she goes, "Lick it, lick her."
What the fuck?
You fucking freak.
And I'm like, what the fuck? But I'm like, okay, I'm fine. I'll do it for you, Mei Lin. I'll do it for you.
Well, she was just like,
Mei Lin's weird.
Well, so you just did like a Bucciarati on her? Like,
basically, I licked the rest of the cake off of
you got half cake, half makeup. You just got a mouthful of makeup.
Yeah, she was caked with makeup.
She was caked physically
in multiple ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've heard like some funny stories about other people that other things that have happened around the wedding that I wasn't involved in. Obviously, everyone was drunk. I think one of the people who got drunk the fastest actually was Karen. Did you guys see Karen at all?
Yeah,
Demon Dice?
Yeah,
That's
I did.
all?
I was the one that noticed that she was like slouched on the couch, like just forward slouched like this.
Yeah.
And I walked up to her because no one was there, and I was like, "Karen, are you okay?" And then she just turns to me and she's like, "I fucked up, man. I fucked up, man." I was like, "What happened? What happened? Like what? Did you get in a fight or something?
Yeah.
Like what happened?" And she's like, "No, I had 4 double shots of whiskey before the food." And I was like, "Why did you do that?"
Just good vibes.
I was like, yeah, because I guess she was just having a really good time.
Yeah.
And I sobered up. My bedroom was on like the 3rd floor, no elevator. I fucking sobered the fuck. Every time I had to go and get some from my room, I came back down like fully sober. Fuck, walking those stairs. Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Set my luggage up like fucking my entire life.
Yeah. So I was kind of comforting her, getting her water and shit, and then Sydney and a bunch of other girls came to be like, "All right, you know what? You can just like go crash in Sydney's room."
Yeah.
Whatever. So that was okay.
Yeah.
The other one that was hilarious was Jan.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't fucking there. Like it was like I was literally talking to him. It was me and Marky and Jan, and we were just chatting, and it was like 30 minutes before the dinner.
Yeah.
Right. And then Jan was like, "Dude, I'm gonna get a nap." And I'm like, "Jan, the dinner's in like literally 30 minutes. Like we're about to go in to sit down." And he's like, "Oh no, don't worry, I'll be back, bro, don't worry." And we never saw him again.
Man went for cigarettes and never came back.
It was like the dad going for milk and cigarettes. And I was just like, "Yeah, I'll be back." And then and it was like 10 p.m. when I noticed. I came out of my drunken stupor, and I was like,
"Yeah, I
has anyone seen Jan?"
Yeah, I called him. I was like, "Where the fuck are you?" Because he also, right when he's about to leave, I was like, "Where you going?" He said, "Oh, I'm going to go sleep." I'm like, "Dude, dinner. Right now." Like, come, it's right now.
Yeah.
And he was just like, no, I'll be back. I'm like, you're not going to fucking be back. I know you're not going to be back. Come, eat the fuck. I was like, at least eat the dinner and then go. They paid for the food. Eat the food and then leave.
Yeah. And that was literally the last time I saw him until now. And like, I texted him, I think like on the day I was about to fly out, like to LA, because I just remembered. I was like, yeah, that was literally the last time I saw and talked to Jan. So I texted him being like, "Are you alive?"
Yeah.
That is one question I've asked Jan more than any other person I know in my life.
He just disappears.
Yeah.
He just disappears, and you just don't know where he is. So he's like, "Are you alive?"
Everyone has that one
Yeah.
friend. Who
Yeah, and he was like, "Yeah, bro."
Yeah, you were telling me about how you saw Jan in like the most Jan place before the wedding started, right?
So it was before the wedding started, and it was Connor, myself, and I forgot who else. Someone else. Oh, it was Mudon, I think.
Yeah.
And we were just like, let's just go get like because dinner wasn't until like 4 p.m. right, and we had gathered at like midday. Right. So we're like, well, fuck, I'm gonna be starving throughout this reception, right? So it's just like, there's a cafe around the corner. Let's just go there. And I was walking there, and we walked past this alleyway, right? And I literally did a double take. I was like that because Jan is standing there, full suit, sunglasses, with a cigarette in his hand, just talking to a homeless dude. And I knew, and it was like the most scruffy homeless dude. He's wearing like this red bathrobe with like this cigarette in his hand.
I don't know if he was homeless. He just dressed like fucking Daniel Radcliffe in the Guns Akimbo. Without the guns.
Yeah, but without the guns.
Dressed like to that.
You mean the one where it's like
literally that outfit, one for one. It was like without the guns.
Yeah, just like no shoes, bathrobe, just with a nappy hair with a cigarette in his hand, and Jan's just like properly dressed up in sunglasses with a cigarette, and I'm just like, Jan? And he looks over at him and he's like, bro, help me. And I'm like, what do you mean help you? And he's like, and because he's like, oh, sorry, my friend's here. And then he walks over to me and I'm like, what? Do you know that guy? And he's like, no. And I'm like, why were you there? And he's like, because he asked for a cigarette. And I just gave him a cigarette, and then he just started talking to me, and I couldn't leave. And I'm like, "What do you mean? You can very easily leave. You can just be like, sorry, I have somewhere to go." But because of course Jan's just too fucking nice and naive.
He just sort of tries to sweet talk everyone.
Yeah, he's like speech 100 every time, right? So he's just like, he's like, "Oh, thanks for saving me, bro." And I'm like, I literally did nothing. I just walked past and you were talking to a dude in a bathrobe. It's the most Jan thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like another thing that fucking cracked me up as well was like. Because Mudon flew in from Estonia just to basically come to this wedding, and I felt so bad. We were like, this was like before like the ceremony. We were all getting ready in like the boys' powder room, and then Mudon comes in, and then Connor's like, Mudon, I got something for you. He reaches into his bag and brings out the hard disk of the previous Trash Taste episodes that we had just filmed in England.
Yeah, so I didn't just spring this on him. I wasn't like that. So we recorded the Trash Taste episodes ones in the UK, right? But obviously in the UK and the US, like these episodes are normally about 400 gigabytes total.
Yeah,
and like
we've been blessed by Japanese internet.
There's just no internet speeds that can do it. So it was either we ship it to him to like in Estonia, which would actually be faster than trying to find somewhere to upload them.
Yeah.
So he was coming to the wedding. I messaged him like, hey, I know this is like kind of like weird, but can I just give you the SSD of the episodes in person? And he was like, yeah, sure. But then obviously he was kind of playing it up in person. He was like, wow, really making me work today. And I was like, come on, man. I'm just, you know.
It's like, thank you for coming all the way to England. Here's some work.
He specifically said, I'm going to bill you for this hour. I was like, oh, dude, all right, okay, whatever. Hey, but it all turned out okay.
You guys got the episode on time, and that's because Mudon got the work at my wedding. And like to build on like the Karen story, because you saw like the girls like you saw like the girls like carrying her off to her room, right? So Sydney told me what happened after they started carrying her off. So I told you the story about my mum at like my cousin's previous wedding, right? Where like I never seen my mum drunk before, but like I saw like a sleeping dragon like awaken at my cousin's wedding. I saw that sleeping dragon awaken even harder this time, right? Because apparently what happened was Sydney was like trying to like help Karen up to her room. She feels a tap on the shoulder. Turns round, it's my mum, and she has a beer in hand, and Sydney's like trying to be polite, being like, "Mum, are you doing okay? I'm trying to get my friend up to her room." Like Karen's like, like on Sydney's shoulder, and my mum's like, watch this. And she downs the bottle of beer. Like, she doesn't even like say, do you want me to down this? This time she just goes, watch this. And she downs it.
Walks away.
And Sydney's like, Mummy, I'm kind of busy right now. and my mum looks at Karen, and my mum looks back at Sydney, and she goes, I'll be back, wait here. And apparently she tries to go back to do it again. And Sydney's like, Mum, I really need to take my friend up to like my room right now. But yeah, my mom, this time my mom didn't even make it to the end of the night.
Your mom was popping off, dude.
Yeah, she was popping off. You were popping off on the fucking dance floor. Holy fucking shit, Joey.
I was with D, and he can dance his ass off.
Yeah.
And I heard the Kaguya-sama opening, and I was like, I have to pop off. Like, there's people that
played. I didn't remember.
Yeah, this played.
She was at the bar.
Yeah.
No, because like the dance floor was kind of weird because it was like there was either no one there or everyone was there.
Yeah.
There was no in between. So it was during the time where it was like me, D, and like a couple of other people, and we just there's like a couple of tracks playing, and then the Kaguya-sama theme starts, and we're just like, well, we gotta dance to this, right? Like, we gotta pop off to this song.
Yeah.
And so I just start popping off because I was stupidly drunk, not realizing someone is behind me filming this entire ordeal, right?
Yeah.
And so when I received the video, I was like, wow, I'm fucked right now. I'm so fucked because I never dance, right? Because I can't dance for shit.
Yeah.
I was dancing like my life was fucking depending on it.
Yeah. And then you went again when Devilman no Uta started playing again.
Yeah, and then when Devilman no Uta started playing, I was like, all right, tie is coming off. I'm popping off today.
Yeah, because I remember it went in waves because everyone went on the dance floor and then everyone was like, let's get a drink. And then everyone immediately went to the bar and it just kept coming in waves.
Yeah.
But I remember like the time when everyone started to pop off was when fucking September played. And that's when the video like me and Joey fucking hugging came about. But like I remember before that, I remember I like gave Connor the hug as well.
Yeah.
Like because it was like fucking September and everyone was so hype. And that was like I think like the hyper song. I don't know why it was September.
Because I thought it was just like
it's a
happy song, and also like every time we used to go to karaoke together, that song was always the most hypest song. So that's where I thought it was.
Yeah. But like I would say like so one of the best decisions I made with my wedding, if you are
wedding planning advice, right?
Yeah, if here's some wedding advice. If you're ever planning a future wedding or something. So like even though there was only 62 people at my wedding, which is a fairly small wedding in my eyes.
Smaller.
Smaller wedding. Like wedding FOMO is a fucking thing. Because I wanted to be with everyone at all times. I wanted to see what was fucking popping off, what people were talking about. I just wanted to see what's going on. Because there's only one of me, and because there's like only so many hours in this one fucking day, you can only be at one place at a time. And there's like I had so many regrets. Because we're also like really, really fucking busy with the photographers getting like our own wedding photos or something. Like probably my biggest regret of the wedding is that I didn't see everyone's reaction to the postcards and all the messages and stuff because we were like
should have all filmed your reactions so I can react to it later.
So because we were outside taking wedding photography when you guys were in. So like one of the best decisions I made is that we had like a GoPro there. Because of course we did. I learned from Trash Taste, right? I learned from Trash Taste.
Of course.
And I was just, I went to like everyone and I was just like, film whatever you want. Just film whatever you want. And like I've seen the footage and I'm just like, it gives you like such an on the ground experience to what everyone was doing. And like we had videographers there. And so I'm very, very excited to see what they captured on their end. But I think it's just like, it was a totally different view when you just had people filming their own POVs on GoPros.
Right.
Because like you got to see like the progression. Everyone was like so well spoken, so happy at the beginning of the wedding. And then you go to like the end footage and it was like a guy fucking car. I'm so fucking happy for you. And yeah, it was like one of the best decisions I think regarding my wedding, because I got to see so much of my wedding that I wouldn't have got to see if I didn't have a GoPro there. So yeah,
Trash Taste special out of that.
Yeah, Trash Taste special.
No.
Unfortunately, you guys are never going to see that, but it does exist on my hard drive.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, fantastic day. You know, I know it's a cliche to say like, you know, your wedding's like the happiest day of your life, but It was for me.
Top three.
Yeah, like no one's that jaded where they're like, yeah, my wedding was alright. Like, you know, like of course.
No, I mean,
live it up.
Yeah, I mean, like, because like before the wedding, I was just like, you know, maybe it'll be the happiest day of my life. You know, I didn't really think about it too much. But yeah, looking back, it was genuinely the happiest day of my life so far.
Absolutely.
And so, I'm glad I'm glad you guys got to share that. You know,
Yeah, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing about having a wedding. To me, like we had a lot of mates there, and it was just having your mates around to experience like the happiest moment of your life is something that I cannot put into words. It's just it's so fucking special.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Joey wore trainers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna talk about that.
Joey got the Vessies on.
I do. Okay, so you know, because the wedding was not done in London, it was done just outside of London, right?
Yeah.
So we were in London, you know, for about a week. I was hanging out with a bunch of people, whatnot, and I had forgotten because originally I was supposed to get a suit from the suit rental place that Garnt had organized.
Yeah.
But because right now in the UK and just I guess everywhere in the world, it's like wedding craze right now because it's, you know, we're approaching the end of the pandemic. They were all booked up, right? Yep. So Garnt messaged me like a few days before I was about to fly out to UK being like, hey, so sorry, but I wasn't able to get your suit rental.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to bring your own suit.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I only have a JoJo suit.
I mean, that's fine. That's not
which was okay.
Yeah,
so I was like,
fine.
whatever, you know, I'll just get that dry clean, you know, wear it, whatever. But then when I got to London and I was sorting out my luggage, I was like, shit, I forgot to bring my suit shoes.
Yeah.
Right. And so in the back of my head, I was like, well, I'm in London for like an entire week. I'll just like pop over to a shoe store, buy some nice shoes. Right?
Yeah.
I got a little bit ham in London. I was like drinking every day in London, right? Because of course you do.
Yep.
You know, meeting up, catching up with a bunch of people. So the morning of the wedding, as I was taking my suit out, I realized I don't have suit shoes. And the only pair of shoes I had were the Vessies that I was wearing. So I rocked up to the wedding in full suit, you know, tie pin, belt, everything.
Yeah.
And a pair of Vessies.
Yeah.
And everyone at the wedding was giving me shit. They were like, they were literally doing the, what are those? Like, you know, fully deserved, mind you. But you know what? At the end of the day, I won because when I got onto that fucking dance floor, dude, I was fully prepared. I was fully prepared with my band. Everyone had taken their shoes off to dance. I was like, step aside. I got the footwear for it. Yeah. So that was don't do that. Bring proper suit shoes. I had one job to buy suit shoes and I did not fulfill it.
Making a statement there. Making a statement.
Exactly. I was making a statement.
Yeah.